All right, guys. So this might be familiar. This is from last week. This is just the ink wash. So what I'd like for you guys to do on those longer drawings is do an ink wash and get your values established for that, and then go in. You'll experiment with your studies, whether you enjoy the ballpoint pen more or your microns. And you should at least have a 1, a 3, and a 5. I have a few extras over here. I have an 8 and a 1.0. So on those shorter drawings, you'll just use either this or your microns. So going in with our ballpoint pen, I would definitely do a scale with your ballpoint pen. And it can be the cheapest pen possible. Actually, the cheaper pens are better because they can shade out in a gradient. So just see what you can do and how fast you go with a ballpoint pen. Sometimes you can get these really nice gradient lines. So we're going to work on hatching and cross hatching. And we still want to do our directional shading when we do our cross hatching. Like this. And you can make real expressive organic lines. You can work as fast and loose as you want, or you can be super methodical about it. But be careful because the pen is not as permanent as you think. You can rub and get some to smear. See, I'm following the direction of that eye. Now this is just hatching right here, and how close you make your lines. That's kind of the shadow gradient. So I can get in here where it's going to be a little darker than up top, and then have my black point there. So the single line, that is your hatching. Cross hatching is going over those lines to create a darker area, more value, more form. Just like that. And as you read through Emil Ferris's book this week, you're going to see the amazing things you can do with a ballpoint pen. I am nowhere near as good as she is. I do enjoy doing this quite a bit, but she is just amazing. You'll see all the different values she's able to get. And that's all with basic supplies. Like, sometimes you have to have expensive supplies, but you can really do a lot with just your basic stuff. Build that up, darken a little bit. You don't have to do this part first. You could draw in this stuff first. Draw in this stuff first, and then do your ink wash over that. Again, cross hatching for darker areas, and get really sketchy with it if you'd like. And you can build it up. The whole thing could be just hatch marks and cross hatch marks and not a blank spot on the page. Or you could leave the white on the paper, just as long as you're getting that value scale out of that. Let's see. And it is nice, like those radial highlights. And when you want to do implied edges, you just shade along the edge. Just just like that. And to cover large areas, let's do this ear right fast. We'll just really move fast. But you can get a lot of coverage just from this pen. You can also, depending on what pen you have, you can get several packages of cheap pens, you know, for $1 a piece and see which one's best. Sometimes you can get pens that will blend out with the water. Some are water resistant. So you can figure out kind of what you like best. Besides hatching, there's another kind of shading you can do. You can do the stippling. It is very time consuming, you know, doing all the little dots. What I like to do, and you can do a little value scale for this as well, I just roll it circular until it comes out. I get as light as possible. This is what I actually do in my pen and ink drawings, and I'll post a few of those to show you. And then I add some of the stippling for that last value, so it just fades out. So how that would look is, let's see, get this closer. I put the camera in a different angle because I thought it'd be better. It is better. I just have to be cognizant and aware of where everything is. Okay, so you can be real fast and loose, and that'll probably help you with those drawings if you don't feel confident enough to do the line work quite yet. This is a great fast way to get value, and it covers a lot of area. Be sure you are getting those cheap pens. I'm sure you have them laying on the house. If you get around the house, if you get those gel pens or whatever, those are good, but it doesn't give you the same sort of line quality as the cheap pens do. And you won't get the fading out of the gradient. And then you'll just stipple your way out after that for faster coverage there. You can mix and match. You can use one or the other. I would definitely experiment using both methods. What else can I say about ink pens? I don't know, just like I said, that book is the best teacher for drawing with a pen and seeing all the hatch marks and the way she goes, like her styles from like super hyper realistic to like sort of cartoony and surrealistic, and jumping back and forth and the buildings and the people and the faces. Oh my God, it's such a good book. I think you guys will enjoy it. And like I said in the thing, I don't expect you guys to read the story. Some of you guys will hate the story. Some of you guys will really love the story. I think it's a really beautiful story. It's a sort of a memoir, and I highly recommend it. But of course, you know, I just want you to really focus on looking at the pictures. Let's see if we can have organic marks like that. So there's that. Let me show you in a different area. Let's read. Yeah. We'll get one of these flowers here. I'll try and get it right on the page. Oh, there we go. Okay. So with this, you know, I think you always hear me talking about variation of line, how thick or thin something is. You can see it very clearly with the microns. I have all these different sizes here, and I know that each of these is going to give me a certain line. So this will be the biggest. Oh, well, also the tip on that is big. So this would actually be my biggest. And then, but yours, since they're nice and new, won't do that. I go through so many of these. And you can get them ranging from you know, 2 millimeters to 0.03 millimeters and get a really thin line. You can get really crazy with it. I actually use 7 for my drawings and go from biggest to smallest. So I have my flower here. Let me set up. See, I have my little, this is what it actually looks like. A little cat here. So I'm going to look at this flower, get it turned the way that was this. Okay, so I can outline. And these are really nice and fluid. You can control more of the ink. It won't have the same like gradient. If you do it like this, you're still going to get a black line. And I am going to switch from my 5 to my 3 because this side of the flower is further away. But I am going to fill it in so it gradually gets to be a finer line rather than immediately. All right. Back over here, switch to this one. Thinner line. And then I can either start doing my hatching, and then I can come in over that with a finer line. Or I can start doing that stippling in there. And that's how we can build up the shadow and texture for that. And like I said, you can be very controlling with these, or you can be very fluid and organic. It just depends. I know we have a good mix of both in this class. And then, you know, we can come in with our smallest, our 1 for little details. Again, the porcelain. Oh, that's why I didn't tell you guys get a 1, because you'll get confused between the 0.01 and the 1. You can come in, add these little details, you know, that's just the pores of the porcelain. And then maybe add a little bit of hatching in there so you get that different line quality and it's a little bit more varied. And you can use the smaller ones for those implied lines that wrap around. Let's see here. For texture, I can start putting in these leaves here. And you just work it up. And really play with this stuff. I think you'll really connect and like it. And try and find the balance. It can be easy to overwork. Just be sure you're taking a step back and looking at your drawing. Sometimes I've noticed a few of you are so fast that you guys don't even need the 30 or 45 minutes, and you tend to overwork your drawings. Sometimes it's okay on those drawings for it to be done. If that happens like that, if you finish in 20 minutes, start another drawing and just work 10 minutes on that. Just really find your balance. But I think you guys will really enjoy this week. I know ink can be unruly. This helps to define it. And then I'll have one more demo for you I'm going to do right now. But I'm going to end this one, and they'll be two separate. So that's all this stuff. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and please try and do it before the weekend, because I always respond on the weekends, but it's a little bit harder for me to get online to do those Zoom calls since I'm usually out like yard sailing or hiking with the dog. So just let me know. All right, thanks guys.